This is the Louie Tee Network.
Louie Tee Live.
Who else could it be? Me, your me, Louie Tee. Welcome here on Louie Tee Live. I'm your man, Louie Tee. Thank you for joining me on this Wednesday. I apologize for the tardiness. Look, man, it's been a rough day. You can't even begin to imagine how happy I am to be in front of this camera talking to you guys right now. It's been that kind of day. This isn't even how the setup is going to look moving forward. I have all weekend to kind of get settled in. It's been so crazy over the last 48 hours. I'd say 72 hours, even taking it back to Sunday and Monday. So it just feels good to finally kind of unwind and kind of just exhale. Feels good to be able to kind of take a step back and look at the week that was in the National Football League. And this is a program. I want to say this right now. This is a program that you don't want to miss. If you're going to watch one show on my channel every week, it needs to be this one. We're going to have so much fun on this program. And you're going to get to know me on this program. None of the other shows that I do on this channel will you actually get to know me, Louie Tee. This is the one where I'm going to actually let loose and just be myself and just chill, man. And we just going to kick it like we just homeboys. You know what I mean? Or if you a female and you watch it, like you my homegirl. We just going to kick it and chill and talk and converse. Not only about football, but some of every damn thing, okay? But mostly football. That's what we do. We talk football. So this is going to be a lot of fun. And I want you to bring you, your friends, tell everybody about this program because like I said, this is going to be a lot of fun moving forward. And there are different segments every week. You don't know what's coming. Special guests. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you guys are going to be a huge part of what goes down because I'm going to be talking to y'all the whole entire time. A lot of these segments, as soon as the segment hits, I want to hear from you guys. I'm going to give you my quick opinion on it, and then we're going to move on, and you guys are going to tell me what you think. So this is going to be huge. This is going to be, like I said, from here moving forward, 9:30 is the time. You can expect that. Had a crazy day today, but 9:30 is the time you should expect moving forward on Wednesday nights. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is the one program. If there's one program that you're going to watch on the Louie Tee Network, I'm telling you right now, you want it to be Louie Tee Live on Wednesday nights because we're going to get the party popping every Wednesday on this channel. So without any further ado, I want to jump into a number of different segments. And as you can see down below, the menu will look totally different next week. I just had to throw something together because, like I said, I ran out of time. I was already late as hell as it was. So I just felt like I needed to throw some stuff together. But next week, everything is going to be the way that I want it to be. And so I think we'll have more of a presence next week. I'll be making sure that I do a promotional video for this. And you guys will know what's going on and so forth and so forth. So I expect to have a lot more of you tuning in next week. Like I said, this was kind of, I put out the schedule and you guys knew what was coming. I still was ill prepared. I won't be next week. But in any event, let's get to something that I like to do at the beginning of this show moving forward. It's called Looky Looky. Let's jump into Looky Looky right now.
Looky, looky, I got hooky.
Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
So essentially what Looky Looky is us taking a look around the league. And like I said, I'm going to have the hashtag. I got my social media websites all up in front of me. I'm looking at Twitter right in front of me. YouTube is right in front of me. I got the access to my Facebook page right in front of me. So everything is right in front of me. If you want to leave me a message, you want to comment on what we're talking about, do it in the discussion box on YouTube, do it in Twitter or on Twitter with the hashtag Louie T Live. Make sure you're using that because if you want your voice to be heard, I want to be able to talk back and forth with you guys as I'm actually doing these segments. So let's take a look around the league and talk about what happened in week one, man. It was a very eventful week. It was a very good week of football, man. I was actually really quite impressed with what I saw from a lot of teams in week one. Really don't know what to expect in week one. I'm going to tell you what, man. I felt damn good about my picks, and I'm about to look at some people's picks. People send me their picks in week one, and you can send me your picks via the page, my YouTube page, down on the discussion part of my page. So if you go to my actual YouTube channel, it'll say discussions at the top. That's where you leave your picks. If you want it to be even easier than that, you can go to my Facebook page, In the Lab Room. And while I'm on the subject matter, if you're on Facebook, In the Lab Room is the Facebook page. Give me a thumbs up. If you're on Twitter, at In the Lab Room, as you can see down at the bottom scrolling, is my Twitter handle. Give me a follow there. And I'm also on YouTube, as of course you would know if you're watching now. Louie Tee Network is the channel. Make sure you subscribe. You can leave your picks for the week and come up against me. And next week, I will have my segment put together called Louie Tee vs. the World. But I do it now anyway. I went 11-5 last week. All right, and I'm going to read off all the participants from last week who sent me their picks and how they fared. I went 11-5, and I don't know. I haven't checked yet, but I'm about to look now. I bet you that's better than anybody else went last week because you know the rules to the game. Double digits or bust here on the Louie Tee Network. If you can't get the double digits with your picks, if you can't get 10 or more wins, I don't even want you to talk to me, man. And there's nothing to talk about, nothing to converse about. So let's look at my man Sean Hawk's week one selections. He had the Broncos, Bucks. So that's 2 for 2. Ravens, 3 for 3. Jags, that's a loss. Let's see. He had the Bengals, Browns, that's a loss. He had the Titans, that's a loss. Cowboys, that's a loss. Cardinals, Redskins, Rams, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses for my man Sean Hawk. Let's count those again. Rams, Redskins, Cardinals, all losses. That's 3. Cowboys is 4. Titans, Browns, 6. And Jags, 7. He had 7. 9-7. So that man couldn't get on the level this week. Got to step your game up, Sean. Carmen Rana had the following. Panthers, that's 1 loss. Titans, that's 2 losses. Let's see. Jets, that's 3 losses. Saints, 4. Let's see. Giants, Colts, 5 with the Cardinals. 6 with the Rams. So 10-6 for Carmen Rana. That was close. Flash Goodwin says the following. Broncos, Bucks, Bills, that's 1 loss. See, Raiders, Bengals, Eagles, Titans, that's 2 losses. Cowboys, that's 3 losses. Colts, that's 4 losses. Actually, Carmen Rana had the Colts as well. That's 9-7. And my man Hawk had the Colts. I'm tripping. That's 8-8 for him. 9-7 for Carmen Rana. So right now, I'm the only person right now with double-digit wins. My man Flash Goodwin had, let's see, Bills is 1 loss. The Titans is 2 losses. Cowboys, 3 losses. Colts, 4 losses. Cardinals, 5 losses. Rams, 6 losses. So 10-6 for Flash Goodwin. My man Brian Emerson, a.k.a. B.E. Let's see what he did. He had Denver beating Carolina now, so he got away with that one. Atlanta, that's 1 loss. Buffalo, that's 2 losses. Let's see. Jets, that's 3 losses. Colts, 4. Cardinals, 5. Redskins, 6. Rams, 7. 9-7 for my man B.E. Strumphy. Let's see what Strumphy did in week 1. Thursday, got that one wrong. 1. Falcons, that's 2. Bills, that's 3. Don't like how this one is starting. Browns, that's 4. Cowboys, 5. Colts, 6. Cardinals, 7. Rams, 8-8 for Strumphy. Brown Shoe, T2. Let's see what he did in week 1. Browns, that's 1 loss. Saints, that's 2. Falcons, that's 3. Cowboys, that's 4. Colts, that's 5. Cards, that's 6. Skins, that's 7. Rams, that's 8. And he didn't have the, he had the Panthers beating the Broncos. So he went 7-9 below the Mendoza line. Ouch! That's ugly. That's nasty. Ugh. Gotta get at least above the Mendoza line. Yikes. So those were all the people who sent me picks in week 1. I encourage you to step up to the plate. You want some of me? Your man Louie Tee, come get some, man. 11-5. Nobody even sniffed me in week 1, man. Killing the game. So y'all come get some, man. Send me some of that. So let's talk about, so I went 11-5. Let's take a trip around the league quickly and look at some of the games that took place in week 1, man. And it was an impressive slate. I thought that there were a number of teams that surprised me with some of their performances in week 1. And there were some teams that showed up and did exactly what I thought they were going to do. The Jaguars, they surprised me. I thought they would be competitive, but I didn't think they would actually have a chance to win at the end. They hung tough, but in typical Jacksonville Jaguars fashion, couldn't get it done. Packers find a way to win that football game. The Raiders and the Saints, man, what an entertaining game that was. Jack Del Rio rolling the dice, going for 2 at the end and getting it. Raiders come away with the 35-34 victory versus the New Orleans Saints. What a ball game that was. You got another game, Chiefs, Chargers. The Chargers jump out to a 21-3 lead in this football game and give it up and lose the football game in overtime to the Kansas City Chiefs. Alex Smith, phenomenal in that ball game. Over 300 yards passing, slung it all over the football field. Spencer Ware, tremendous. They come back, steal that game. Chargers lose. Wide receiver Keenan Allen to an ACL tear. He's done for the season. That's unfortunate. Another game that was really good. Down to the end, Colts, Lions. What a great finish to that game. Looks like the Lions are going to lose because of a missed extra point by field goal kicker Matt Prater. Colts go down, and they were down big. Remember, that score, if I'm not mistaken, was 21-3 at one point. Colts get a touchdown right before the half, changes that entire game. They come back, hawk the Lions, take the lead at the end at 35-34, only to have the Lions with 37 seconds left go down the field, get a field goal to take the lead, and Matt Prater able to redeem himself. They later would tack on a safety at the end and win 39-35. That was a hell of a ball game there. Let's think of some more games that were very entertaining. I actually thought one of the better games of week 1 was the Jets and the Bengals, man. That had a playoff feel to it, man. Really, really intensified football game. A lot of intensity in that football game. Loved that game and the way it played out. But at the end, we all know who Ryan Fitzpatrick really is. He can't hide. He can't run. He can't hide from us. We know who he is. We know his true colors. He showed them in that football game. They lose in that game 23-22. Tough way to go down if you're the Jets. That was a hell of a football game. The surprise of the week, though, Kansas City or the Arizona Cardinals losing to the New England Patriots. Who saw that one coming? I think just about all of us got that one wrong on our picks. My 5 losses for the week were I picked the Colts to beat the Lions. That was 1 loss. I picked the Cardinals, of course, to beat the Patriots. That was 2 losses. I picked the Saints to beat the Raiders. That was my 3rd loss. I picked the Falcons to beat the Bucks. That was my 4th loss. And my 5th and final loss, my boys, the Redskins, going down to the Steelers. So I had a great week. Those were some good games. Monday night really ended the week poorly. Thought that the games on Sunday were so good. The Thursday nighter was great, Broncos and Panthers, and that was a hell of a ball game to get us started. And to see the way that the week ended with those 2 Monday night games, not really too fond of the way that ended. But in any event, let's see what you guys got to say. If you have any comments, before we move on to, I want everybody that's in the survivor pool to send me your picks. If you don't send me your picks by tomorrow's kickoff, you're eliminated. Simple as that. Gotta have your picks. I'm gonna send out an email, mass email today. Gotta have those picks so I can send out these emails. Only 1 person got eliminated last week. I'm going to send you the master sheet so you can see what's going on And make sure you send your pick to me. If you sent it and you know you sent it, I got it. Just because I don't tell you I got it, I got it. Trust me, I got it. Only unless I come after you asking for it, don't I have it. I have it. So I only have 2 so far this week. So I need your picks. Plain and simple. If you're in the survivor pool, send me your picks. All right. So let's see if we got any comments, because I'm going to be reading your comments as I go throughout this this live feed. Let's see. Andrew Kim says the following. Let's see. Got to pull back up my chat discussion box here. Was this the survivor pool, or was this a different thing? I sent my picks in an email by accident, then emailed you my survivor pick. I think I got your picks for the week as well, but I think they're in my email. So if you want, look, I'm not looking all over the place. I told y'all this last year. I'm not looking all over the place for picks. You want your picks to be taken in and actually recognized as someone stepping up to the challenge. And you got to send them to my discussion page on my YouTube channel. That's the only place I'm accepting picks and acknowledging them on this program. If you don't send them there, we can't talk. So you might have went 12-4 this week. I'm not acknowledging your 12-4 because they didn't show up in the right spot. I'm not running around taking picks everywhere. You got to make sure you send them to the right location. So let's move on to something I'm doing a little different this year. I've been following college football rather closely this year, and because of that fact, I got a new addition to my my show, and it's called The College Corner. So let's jump into some College Corner, shall we? So, if you got some comments on the college football season thus far, let me have them. Leave them in the discussion box, and also on Twitter, hashtag, as you see down in the corner, Louie Tee Live. Let's see if I got any more comments before I get started. Nope, no more comments. So we're going to jump into this College Corner, man, and I want to talk about the top 25, because I've been fascinated with college football this year, been watching closely, keeping my eyes on these teams. And normally I don't really get too into the college football season. I don't delve in too deep, but I'm actually knee deep in it this year, man. So I know you guys follow college football. Some of you like college football more than the NFL. More power to you. But in any event, let's talk about college football. Let's get into the College Corner, man. Number 1, Alabama taking on number 19, Ole Miss. We got a number of big-time matches. Week 2 was kind of garbage in college football. No ranked team. There weren't any games where 2 ranked teams were playing against each other. This was the week where everybody got to take a deep breath. If you played a tough game in week 1, you kind of got your wits about yourself. You played Southern Charleston State. You played some off-the-beaten-path team that you were supposed to spank 57-6 and get your weight up. If you're LSU, you suspend your offensive lineman for clotheslining one of the Wisconsin players because you're playing Jacksonville State. This was the week to get all of that out the way. Now we go into week 3, and we're getting some really good matchups, much like week 1. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 matchups that I have boxed as ranked opponents playing one another. And then I have an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games that are look out for these games, must-watch games in terms of upset alert. And so we'll get to those. But one of my boxed games, of course, Alabama, number 1 Alabama, who looked dominant in their first 2 games, destroying USC in week 1, taking on Ole Miss, who dropped their first game to Florida State when they were up big and allowed that lead to go by the wayside. They rebounded last week, got a W. Let's see if they can put up some points against a stingy Alabama defense that's been shutting teams down this year. That should be fun. Some good old-fashioned SEC football, Alabama on the road. This should be a barn burner. Number 2, Florida State, who's looked damn good this year offensively. At number 10, Louisville. This is going to be awesome football. Some good old-fashioned ACC family business here. And if Louisville is serious about winning the ACC, if they're serious about making the playoffs. Playoffs? They got to win this football game. And Florida State can lose this game and still make the playoffs. It's possible. Can't say the same for Louisville. You want in? You got to win this game at the crib. So this is a big one. Number 2 versus number 10. This may be the best matchup of week 3 in the college football season. Number 3, Ohio State. The Ohio State University taking on number 14, Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner looking to bounce back after that shaky loss against Houston in week 1. Got a win last week. Now let's see if they can build some momentum. Much like I just said with Florida State. If Oklahoma can run the table, they can still get in the playoffs. It's an uphill battle, but they can get in, but they got to win this football. This will be a huge win for them if they can win this game. It'll be interesting to see how Ohio State handles going on the road in a hostile environment and taking on an Oklahoma team that has been beaten already this year, so they know that their backs are up against the wall. Colorado at number 4, Michigan. This is a good game for me. This is one of those ones where I think this is an underrated test for Michigan. They should win this game, but Colorado's 2-0 on the season. Michigan, how many damn home games are these boys going to play in a row? God damn. The first 2 at home, I'm thinking, okay, they got to go on the road now. No, they're at home again. How many damn home games are they getting in a row, man? Damn. Michigan at home again against Colorado. Colorado's undefeated on the season. This will be their first true test of the season. Not a true test, but the first time that they're not supposed to score 50 and the other team's only supposed to score 10. This should actually be competitive for some stretch, and then I think Michigan runs away with it at the end. We'll see what happens there. South Carolina State at number 5, Clemson. Man, Clemson has been struggling. They're 2-0, but remember, they started out as a top 3 team in the nation, but their 2 wins have been ugly. They barely beat Auburn in week 1. They barely, and I'm talking barely, got by Troy in week 2. I said, wait a minute, is this the same Auburn that was supposed to be featuring a Heisman Trophy candidate quarterback in Deshaun Watson and a defense that was flying all over the field with Dabo the last couple of years? Doesn't look like the same group right now. They better get their act together because they've been calling it close of late. They're going to win this game this week, but they better start tightening some things up in Clemson. That's for sure. Houston, number 6, at Cincinnati. This is a good game. I have this as a starred game, as one of those, hey, look, man, it's coming on Thursday. I'm going to tell you right now, Bills and Jets, I'm just saying, that game doesn't look all that appetizing to me, man. So during some commercial breaks, I'm not mad if you turn over to ESPN and get you some of this number 6 Houston, who looks damn good right now, coming off of those first 2 weeks, winning and blowing out opponents, dominating Oklahoma in week 1. They look real good. They're on the road against Cincinnati. This is a big test for them on the road against a Cincinnati team playing with some confidence. So that's a game worth checking out on Thursday. I'm telling you right now, Jets, Bills, that looks a little shaky to me. I wouldn't mind checking out some Houston, Cincinnati on the side. Just saying. USC at number 7, Stanford. This is no walk in the park for Stanford, and they've only played 1 game this season, and that 1 game was against K-State, and it wasn't the greatest performance by Stanford. So coming off of a bye week, you got USC. They're hungry. They know what they have to do. They went out and soiled themselves in week 1 versus Alabama. So they got to come back and rebound. They got a big win last week. Now let's see if they can build off of that by going out and going to Stanford and winning. They struggle in Stanford, but this is an opportunity for USC to climb back into the college football landscape and consciousness if they can find a way to go to number 7 Stanford and get the job done. Portland State at number 8, Washington. Washington is one of those sleeper teams a lot of people like this year. They're going to win this football game, not going to be close. They need to continue to build momentum. They could be a potential sleeper that rises up at the end of the year. You look up and Washington is vying for a bid to get into the college football playoffs. A lot of people like Washington this year. They've started out the season strong. Georgia State at number 9, Wisconsin. One of the surprise teams of the year thus far is Wisconsin. No one expected them to beat LSU in that first game of the season. And the scariest thing you can give a team is confidence. Wisconsin now playing with a little bit of confidence. Blew out their opponent last week. They're looking to continue that stretch playing Georgia State. I don't see why they wouldn't continue their confidence and momentum they've built thus far early in the season. Number 11, Texas at Cal. This is a little bit of a test for Texas. After beating Notre Dame in that wild affair in week 1 of the college football season, they blew out their opponent last week. They're looking to go to 3-0 under head coach Strong. Charlie Strong. And it's funny because it seemed like it was a race early on in the season. Going into the season, the thought process was which one of these coaches is going to get fired first, Charlie Strong or Kevin Sumlin at Texas A&M. Both of them right now are 2-0 and playing some damn good football. So it's good to see Charlie Strong finally getting a handle on things at Texas. They said that year 3 is always the magic number for Charlie Strong. That's when he turned that Louisville program around. He looks to be doing the same thing at Texas this year. This is a big test for him on the road in the Pac-12 versus Cal. We'll see if they go on the road and take care of business. Another big-time matchup. This is a boxed matchup between 2 ranked opponents. Michigan State, ranked number 12, going to South Bend to take on the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, number 18 Notre Dame. Those are my boys. Can't afford to drop this one after already losing to Texas. This is a big game for us. We're the underdogs here, and I expect us to find a way to get this one done. I don't think Michigan State is as good as their ranking. We're going to find out, though, in this football game for sure. If Notre Dame can't get this one done, they're probably not going to be ranked when the next poll comes out next week. North Dakota State at number 13, Iowa. I have this one as a star game because this is a trap setup special if I've ever seen one. Iowa at number 13, taking on North Dakota State. North Dakota State is a powerhouse in Division I AA. They get the job done. They've won the championship, I think, 5 years in running now, if I'm not mistaken. They don't lose a bunch of ball games. They're churning out NFL pros left and right. That's where Carson Wentz came from. Joe Haig also was drafted off of that team last year. We can go on and on and on. Kyle Emanuel, who's one of the starting outside linebackers for the Chargers, he came from North Dakota State. The list is long and strong, and they can go into Iowa and win this game. That's one of those ones worth keeping an eye on for sure. Number 13, Iowa could be in some trouble versus North Dakota State. Ohio versus number 15, Tennessee. Of all the undefeated teams that are ranked, Tennessee has to be the most underwhelming of the bunch. Their offense stinks. It stinks, okay? Quarterback position is a question mark. Joshua Dobbs was supposed to be a Heisman candidate coming into the season. He looks bad. And I watched them over the weekend versus Virginia Tech. Not impressed, okay? We saw them get by in week 1 versus Appalachian State. They should have lost that football game, okay? Tennessee has not been impressive. And one of these weeks, the dam is going to break. I don't think it's going to be this week versus Ohio, but it's coming. Sooner or later, they're going to run into an SEC team that's going to clip them and knock them off. I don't like the way the Tennessee Volunteers have been playing football this year. They're ranked number 15. And again, they haven't lost a game, but they started as a top 10 team. Now they're ranked 15. They're going in the wrong direction, and it's because they haven't looked impressive in their wins. Number 16, Georgia at Mizzou. Talk about an unimpressive win. Last week, Georgia struggled with Nicholls State, and you can't do that. You can't do that. But they got the win. That's the most important thing. But they got a hell of a scare. That 2-quarterback system that Kirby Smart is running, not a fan of it. But neither one of those quarterbacks right now, to me, are good enough to just be the guy. But I'm telling you right now, at some point, I told you how I felt about the 2-quarterback system in Notre Dame, and I felt like it cost us that Texas game. Had we just rolled with Deshaun Kaiser, we win that game versus Texas. This 2-quarterback system is going to catch up with Kirby Smart in Georgia eventually. But they got past Nicholls last week. They're going to get past Mizzou this week, even though it's on the road. They're going to win this football game. But they got to figure out which one of these guys can lead them this season if they want to have success. 17, Texas A&M. I talked about Kevin Sumlin and how everyone thought that the assumption was he's going to be fired eventually because he hasn't gotten it done since Johnny Manziel has left campus. Well, they're off to a 2-0 start. Big win in week 1 versus UCLA. I look for Texas A&M to continue their winning ways versus Auburn. That's a tough one on the road, however. Auburn been playing some really competitive football. Lost to Clemson in week 1, won in week 2. They could easily go to Auburn and lose. I expect Texas A&M to find a way to win that ball game. However, we will see. Number 20 LSU versus Mississippi State. SEC football. However, LSU's offense stinks. Much like Tennessee, they struggle to score. Much like Tennessee, they're currently struggling at the quarterback. Now, I don't want to lump Tennessee in with them because Joshua Dobbs is not the same as the LSU quarterback. It's not one and the same. Their quarterback situation is terrible, as Charles Barkley would say. They're going to lose more games this season because of how bad their quarterback's position is. And the bad part about it is, and I don't know if Leonard Fournette is playing. He injured himself last week. He may be out in this game. The bad part about it is there's enough talent on that offensive side of the football for them to win games, but their quarterback position right now is holding them back. I don't know how much longer Les Miles is going to last in LSU if they continue to play the type of football that they're playing this year. 21 Baylor taking on Rice. Baylor's going to win this football game. They're no longer hot, though. Remember when Baylor was one of those hot teams that you just knew they were going to be around come, December? I get the feeling that they're kind of on the back burner. They lost their juice. Nobody's talking Baylor football anymore. They got some work to do. They're going to have to win and win impressively to get into the consciousness of college football fans and the voters, because right now I just don't see them having enough. TCU just lost to Arkansas, so at least the one team that you knew was going to give you a chance to have a strong win on your schedule, they lost already. So I don't really know about Baylor these days. Texas stole their offense. Their coordinator goes over to Texas, and now they're running their offense. I just feel like Baylor's the thing. They're the thing of the past, and after their controversy, not feeling Baylor right now. 22 Oregon at Nebraska. I got a chance to watch Oregon against Virginia last Saturday. Not that impressed. I thought Virginia ran the football on them effectively. I'm not really sold, and I'm going to tell you right now, they're at Nebraska. This is one of my star games. They're actually an underdog against an unranked Nebraska football team. They're right now slated as a 3.5-point underdog in this game. A lot of people think Nebraska's going to win this football game. I'm not one of them, but I tell you what, Tommy Armstrong Jr. at quarterback, a veteran college football quarterback on the road, tough environment, a sea of red. It's going to be tough, but I expect Oregon to find a way to win that football game, but it would not shock me in the least if they went to Lincoln and lost this football game. We will see. North Texas at 23 Florida. I expect Florida to take care of business, and they're one of those sneaky teams nobody's talking about. But once we get into SEC play, I think they're going to be one of those scary teams that you don't want to play because their defense is legit. We'll see what happens with Florida moving forward. Texas State at number 24, Arkansas. Arkansas just getting ranked after that huge road victory over TCU in overtime last week. They had no business winning that football game. Bad late game execution by TCU allowed them back into that football game. They go into overtime and still won on the road. Big win for Brett Bielema and company. Like Arkansas, love the way they run the football, love their offense, and they're doing some big things right now. We'll see if they can continue that momentum versus Texas State. I fully expect them to do that in this football game. Number 25, Miami at App State. I have a star by this one as well. Look, anytime you're playing App State, you're not safe. Those boys find a way to keep it close. They're a gritty team. They may not always win, but they scare the hell out of people. They scared Tennessee. They're a team that is dangerous, and Miami better look out because they're on the road, and if they don't come with their A game, App State will lick these boys down and put them back among the unranked teams in the country. So let's see if you guys got anything to say about college football. See if you guys got any comments. And let's see. Yep, I see some comments. So we're going to jump on some of your comments before we move on. And let's see what we got. Here we are. Tico the Anger says, Ravens D holding the Bills to 7, and my man Mike Wallace, one-hit wonder or year-round producer. That's legit. Mike Wallace is legit, and I told you that he just needed a quarterback that could hit him on the deep ball. Well, guess who we found? One of the best deep ball throwers in the league, and Joe Flacco. So you straight there. Mike Wallace is legit. He's going to fit in just fine. RG3 hashtag smoking at 3 hashtag 1000 hashtag dog pound number 1716 MVP. How's that working out for you, man? We'll talk about Robert Griffin III a little bit later on. Is Kaya better than Watson? Not to me. I love Brad Kaya though, but every now and again he just makes some boneheaded throws and decisions that I just can't get with. But the talent is there, no doubt about it. He's on par in terms of talent. He's not the same athlete, of course, as Deshaun Watson, but he's got every bit of the arm strength and all of the intangibles that Watson possesses. We'll see if he's able to get it done. He's gotten the Hurricane to a ranked position now at number 25. Let's see if he can keep it going. And when they start ACC play, can he continue to play that type of football? We'll see. When the competition gets stiff, we'll see if Brad Kaya continues to play confident football. Nick Riley says, man, Clemson and Georgia look hella overrated. I agree. Especially Clemson. With Georgia, I'm not really worried about them. You know, Kirby Smart getting in there year one, give him some time to figure out some things, get his players in there. It's going to take a little while for him to get this program where he wants, but you know, he's got Nick Chubb, got some backs, Michelle and all those guys. So you expect him to be able to at least do something with the ground game. He's a defensive-minded guy. You expect him to have that defense playing football. But that two-quarterback thing is not going to jive. They're going to have to figure something out there eventually. But Clemson is the one that has been surprising to me. I mean, it's okay to struggle at Auburn, okay? It's okay to struggle there. Now, I'm going to tell you, Dabo he almost blew that game. And they probably should have lost that game because I'm asking myself, Dabo, what are you doing? You're up 6 with like 40 seconds left, and you're at the Auburn 17. It's 4th and 1. What are you doing? Kick the field goal, go up 9 and win the game. He goes for it. They don't get it. They should have lost the goddamn game. And then to come back and struggle versus Troy? I got questions, man. I'm looking at those boys like, are you for real? Or are you just playing? Are you a pretender? Or are you really a contender? We're going to find out real soon. Andrew Kim says, will Kaiser be drafted above Watson and impress scouts if he comes out, or is Watson the consensus number 1 quarterback? I think Watson has that locked down. Now, there are some quarterbacks that can come off the pace and challenge him. Because, you know, quarterback, just like receiver, just like running back, or any position for that matter, what's your flavor, man? Which one of these dudes you like? Which aspect of their game stands out to you the most? Which one do you cherish the most? Which is the one that you feel like is an intangible that you got to have? Certain people love arm strength. Some people like moxie. Some people like poise in the pocket. Some people like athleticism. It's what's your flavor? And how many of those flavors can you find in that one QB to make him the best in your eyes? I don't think Kaiser will be above Watson, but I love Deshaun Kaiser, and I think if he were to come out, and I don't think he will, but I think if he were to come out, he'd be a guy that would be very interesting in the upcoming draft. Nick Riley says, people hella sleep on Michigan. Man, they're scary good, Lou. That defense is fire. Pepper is a beast. Yeah, that defense looks good, but they keep playing bums. You know, they beat up Hawaii. I don't even remember who. I think they beat up Nevada last week. I mean, they ain't played nobody yet, man. I need to see. Like, everybody else is out here playing teams, and Michigan beating up on chumps, and all their games are at home. I think they're really good because I believe in Jim Harbaugh, okay? But I need to see them play somebody for real. I'm anxious to see if they beat up on Colorado the way that they beat up on those other teams. But they're still at home. Like, play a road game, man. Damn. RG3, hashtag smoking that 3, hashtag 1000, hashtag yada, yada, yada. Would the college have the most bandwagon? You can argue that, but I'm going to tell you, college also has the most loyal fans. I'll tell you what, man. Cats don't play around with their college teams, man. They don't. They take that stuff serious, dude. Seriously. Nick Riley says, hey, Lou, you see that freshman QB from Texas, man? That boy looks damn good. I saw him against my boys. Lit us up. He got my respect. That's for damn sure. Charlie Strong might have something there with him. And that whole 2 quarterback thing where they're taking him out, bringing in swoops, it seems to be a good look for them right now. And he can throw the football, man. He showed a lot of poise in that game versus Notre Dame, man. A lot of poise. RG3, hashtag smoking that 3, hashtag 1000, hashtag yada, yada, yada says, which college team have the most legend in the NFL history? I don't know the answer to that. You know, a lot of programs have prestigious history. You got your Notre Dames, of course, your Ohio States of the world. there's some programs that were illustrious back in the day, like Syracuse, who are no longer a blip on the college football radar. So it's really hard to say because back in the day, Syracuse was huge. Of course, Bama with Bear Bryant, and Bama's rose back to prominence under Nick Saban. So you could argue, Michigan's up there, of course. That whole situation, Bo Schembechler and all of those guys. So, Miami, they had their run in the 70s and 80s and early 90s and even into the 2000s for a while there. So it's hard to say, man. A lot of prestigious programs with a lot of guys that came out that were talented that have proven to be really good pros at the next level. So let's check Twitter quickly before we move on. And I don't see anything here from you guys as far as, let me check my mentions before we move on. You know what? I'm going to check my mentions on my phone. It's a lot easier to do it that way. And I'll just keep my actual Twitter handle in front of me. All right, so we'll move on to something that's new on this program. Everything's basically new on this program. It's called mercy. Who should we have mercy on? Who shouldn't we have mercy on?
Let me ask you a question.
Oh, mercy, mercy me.
You want mercy? Take your ass to church.
All right, so I'm gonna open up the phone lines for this one. Now, I'm gonna give you a couple of names out there. You tell me if we should have mercy on these guys, this particular player, coach, whomever, and I will tell you how I feel, and you can tell me how you feel, and you can also tell me if you have some guys or players or teams in particular that you feel like we should have mercy on. So, first up on the list, Jeff Fisher and the Los Angeles Rams. Now, I look at this situation and I feel like this is karma all day long. And no, I don't think that Jeff Fisher deserves any mercy. I think he should be fired. That's what I think. And I don't really advocate for coaches to get fired, but he's been given a pass for too damn long. He's mediocre as hell. His players color outside the lines. He's dirty. And he's a jerk. So if he wants some mercy, tell him to take his ass to church. No mercy from me. As far as the Rams are concerned, I kind of feel bad for the OG Ram fans. But all these bandwagoner Los Angeles Rams fans, I don't feel sorry for them either, man. No mercy for them either. My dude, Q-Bone, OG Rams fan, since he was born, that's all he knows. Feel bad for him. Feel bad for him. Mercy, mercy, mercy on him. Jeff Fisher, no mercy on that punk. Take his ass to church. You want some mercy. Robert Griffin III. Oh, Robert. You think he deserves some mercy? Another injury, been put on IR. He may come back. He may not come back. I'm hearing a lot of people saying this is it. This is the end of the road for Robert Griffin III. Because a lot of people thought in that camp that, frankly, he wasn't the better of the two quarterbacks between he and Josh McCown. And I think that Josh McCown gives them a better opportunity to win. That's just me. So, should we give Robert Griffin III mercy with this last injury? I do, man. Mercy, mercy, mercy. It's one thing to fail because you're not good, which probably was going to happen to him eventually. But it's another thing to fail because your body failed you over and over and over, man. And that's what happened to Robert Griffin III. I think when we look back on his career, when that 30 for 30 on ESPN comes out, the rise and fall, I can see it now, the rise and fall of Robert Griffin III. Oh, it's coming. There will be a 30 for 30 on Robert Griffin III 2 years from now when he's out of the league and everybody wants to know what he's up to. That'll be a hell of a 30 for 30. Can't wait to watch it. But injuries suck. And if you flame out of the league, at least you want to say, I flamed out because I wasn't good enough. Not because injuries beset me, stole my confidence from me, and made me an ordinary football player. And at the end of the day, I think that's what we probably are going to say about Robert Griffin III when it's all said and done. So I have mercy on him. I don't know about you. Mercy, mercy, mercy for Robert Griffin III. The New Orleans Saints. If you had a chance to watch that game, you could argue they got jobbed at the end of that game. 4th down, and let's call it 6. Raiders moving the football, looking to take the lead, or everyone thought to tie the game, down 7. They ultimately get the touchdown and go for 2 and win the game. Controversial pass interference call on the sidelines. I didn't agree with the call. Craig Robertson in coverage with one of the Raider running backs, Richard. Ball is, to me, uncatchable, thrown out of bounds. Richard makes a half-hearted attempt at it. Is Robertson a little aggressive on the play? Sure. But is this football actually catchable? No, it's not. And because of that, I didn't think it should have been pass interference. Now, the Raiders won that football game fair and square. But do you feel bad for the Saints? I kind of do, but I don't. You know why? Because you gave up 35 points at the crib. So, you want some mercy, Saints fans? Take your ass to church. No mercy from me, Louie Tee. Terrence Williams, Dallas Cowboys. Late in the ball game, catches a pass. Cowboys trying to get in the field goal range. He's got nothing but space and opportunity between him and the sidelines, and he elects to turn up the field with no timeouts and pick up an extra 8 yards. Do you have mercy on Terrence Williams? Maybe he didn't know the situation. Rookie quarterback in there probably didn't specify to everybody in the huddle, hey, if you catch it in bounds, make sure you get out of bounds. Do you think Terrence Williams deserves some mercy? Hell no! He don't deserve no goddamn mercy. Get your dumb ass out of bounds. Football IQ, man. Football IQ. You want some mercy? Take your ass to church. What's wrong with him? Get out of bounds, dummy. Kenny Stills. Dolphins lose by 2 to the Seattle Seahawks. First quarter. Kenny Stills is wide open. Not just a little bit. Wide open on the Seattle Seahawks defense. How often does that happen? Richard Sherman and company lost. Okay? If you're looking for Earl Thomas on the play, he was trailing by about 7 yards. It's a walk-in 65-yard touchdown for Kenny Stills. One problem. Kenny forgot the most important thing. Yeah, the football. Do you feel bad for Kenny Stills? I admit I do. When you lose by 2 and you knew you could have scored a touchdown against that kind of defense, Kenny's been so good this preseason. Didn't expect him to drop the football. Catch the ball, Kenny. Catch the damn ball. That being said, as much as I want to tell Kenny to take his ass to, I'm not going to do it, man. Mercy, mercy, mercy for Kenny Stills. Catch the ball, man. Damn, that one hurt. And the Buffalo Bills offense was offensive. In week 1, the Ravens shut those boys down. Like, really down. Tyrod Taylor, 110 passing yards. Where they do that at? Even Case Keenum, who got shut out by the 49ers, had more than 110 passing yards. What are you doing offensively? Should we have mercy on the Buffalo Bills offense? I don't. You want some mercy? Take your dumb ass to church. Y'all better figure that out in Buffalo. I don't know what y'all got going on out there, but y'all on Thursday this week. And the Jets, I'm going to tell you right now, they look damn good on defense last week versus the Cincinnati Bengals. So if you come with another one of those piss poor lackluster performances on offense, you might not even score a point this week. You only mustered up 7 last weekend. Good luck. You're going to need it. So those are my mercies. I'm going to let y'all chime in, man. Phone lines are open. I'm on Twitter. I'm looking at the comment section. If you want to call in, you got a mercy that you want to throw out there, by all means, do so. If you want to chime in on the ones that I provided, knock yourself out, man. Let me go look at this comment section and see what you guys are talking about. Kyle G says, have mercy on Fisher. Hell no, I ain't having no mercy on Jeff Fisher. He's a trolling bastard, that Jeff Fisher is. And I know you want me to have mercy on him because you want your first round pick. You want that number 1 overall pick. And if he stays there as their head coach, you probably gonna get it. Nah, I ain't giving him no damn mercy. He wants some mercy, tell him to take his ass to church. He probably ain't been there in a few years. Stinking bastard. Fisher is, and Nick Riley says, Fisher is buns. The only thing he deserves is getting kicked out the door. I agree, it's coming. Andrew Kim says, no mercy for Fisher. I heard they might extend him. They better not. I know that much. I'm tired of those bastards allowing this dude to stick around. Nick Riley says, nah, can't give RG3 mercy. That boy been softer than Plato. He been soft, but look, man, I'm going to give that young man some mercy, man. Mercy. I'm going to give him some mercy, man. I feel bad when dudes get injured, man. I do. Andrew Kim says, no mercy on RG3. Him getting injured was expected in some fashion. Sounds harsh, but he can't learn to protect himself by sliding correctly. He can't let him slide. I hear you, man. That hit that he took that hurt his shoulder, he was running out of bounds. He was trying to get out of bounds. And it was just, everything he does is so awkward. He couldn't even get out of bounds right. And the defender did push him from behind right into the defender. And he decided to use his shoulder as a shield and as a cushion. And it turned out to be the reason why he's on IR right now. So we'll see, man. But I got to call him. But go ahead and take it. You're on live with Louie Tee live. Who am I speaking with? Who are you giving some mercy to or not giving some mercy to?
It's Tony, man. Thanks for CNN.
What's going on, man?
Nothing, man. Just watching nonsense. It's hilarious.
Who you giving some mercy to or you not giving some mercy to, man?
I don't care for none of that. Stop it for me. None.
None of them get mercy from a man toes. None of them. You can't even feel a little bad for the Saints.
You know what? I can give one to one of these guys / teams. I give a little bit of mercy to the Saints. That's it. The rest of them get no damn mercy from me. None.
What about Kenny?
None.
You can't let Kenny off the hook for that drop.
Hell no. Hell no. Not the touchdown pass. My open. No. Hell no. Don't get done for me. No.
Hey,
No.
I hear you on that, man. Kenny, that's my boy, man. So I ain't gonna kill Kenny, but Kenny got to catch the damn ball, man. Kenny's got to catch the goddamn ball.
I still doing up with the Saints, man. I know Robert, because Robert, we both Redskins fans. So I'm sorry, I can't get no mercy, man. Like, you took all that trash that rookie year, you balled out. I won't be a pocket passer. I'm be a pocket passer. You got Mike Shanahan tired. And Jay Gruden basically just the whole damn game, expose your ass. You will go somewhere else. Go to Cleveland and get hurt. I don't feel sorry for you, bro. You should have kept your mouth shut.
In week 1? He got hurt in week 1, though. Damn, he couldn't wait till week 3 to get hurt.
I'm laughing. I got mercy as a football player, but he wanted to be like, I don't care if they like.
Hey, man.
I don't care, like, all right.
It's just that I'm gonna give him a little mercy, man, just because I hate to see dudes get injured. But yeah, I understand. I understand if you don't want to give him not a lick of mercy, man. Tell him to take his ass to
I give
church.
him a little bit, but I kind of saw it coming. So.
All right. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you chiming in, Tones, man. Hey, appreciate you chiming in, bruh. Always a pleasure talking to you.
I don't send my picks to you. Now, I sent them to you last week. I don't like
Make sure you
discussion
send them.
reviews,
Make sure you send me the pics on the page, the Louie Tee Network YouTube discussion page. Yep, that's where you leave your pics if you want to come up against me and have them read on the air. See how you do. So I'm looking forward to seeing them from you, man, because nobody was close last week. I had one dude get double digits like me. So I'm looking for some competition. Somebody got to be doing something out there, man.
It's all good, though.
It's all good, man. Hey, first week is always the hardest week, man. Have a good one, man. I appreciate you chiming in.
Thanks, man.
No doubt. All right. Let's see what we got now. Andrew Kim says, no mercy for Williams. No mercy. He said, mercy for the Saints. Raiders had the balls to go for 2 and didn't trust their defense. You are so right, Andrew. You are so right. I feel bad for the Saints, man. I got mercy for him, man. But he says no mercy for Terrence Williams. Nah, no mercy at all for Terrence Williams. All right. Andrew Kim says no mercy for the Bills. Mercy for Stills. He just had a bad day. LOL. Nick Riley says can't give mercy to Stills. He's been a receiver his whole life and dropping balls right into his hands. That is laughable, especially when you would have won the game. I know, man. That's tough. Tough and bitter pill to swallow there, man. Nick Riley says again, LOL, it's probably better he got hurt week 1. Browns used to trash quarterbacks. We will trade them boys Hill for a first round. They ain't that desperate, man. They knew they won't go nowhere before the season started, so they ain't going to give it up. But that was our mercy for the day. We're going to move on. Should have some more mercy candidates for y'all next week. Let's move on to another new subject matter on the show. Oh, shit. That wasn't even whack.
Okay, man, just make sure it's not whack. Make sure it's not whack. Oh, shit. It's not even whack.
All right. So, this one is a little different, man. Oh-ish. It's not even whack, son. So, a couple of things happened over the last week or so that were very intriguing to me. If you stayed up late enough, first of all, if you stayed up late enough to watch that Rams and 49ers game, man, bless your heart, man. You a good soldier. Because most of us went to bed. It was bad football, man. The one thing that I got a kick out of in that game was my man Kevin Harlan. The funniest thing that Kevin Harlan, the game actually happened in that game that was so bad, 28-0, was the call of a streaking fan on the field by Kevin Harlan. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, here is my man, one of the best commentators in all of sports, Kevin Harlan, blazing us with a beautiful call during a bad football game. Take a listen.
He runs to the 40. The guy is drunk, but there he goes. The 20. They're chasing him. They're not going to get him. Waving his arms, bare-chested. Somebody stop that man.
Here comes the blue coat,
Oh,
Kevin.
they got him.
Here
They're
comes
coming
the blue
from the
coats.
left. Oh, and they tackle him at the 40-yard line.
Oh, that wasn't even whack. That was a hell of a call of a streaking fan. Kevin Harlan is so awesome, man. That one brought a smile to my face on a night where the game was horrible. Horrible. That was some funny entertainment right there, man. I needed that. I needed that in my life. So, the big oh-ish, it's not even whack. For the week, though, did you see the new Color Rush jerseys? We must discuss. And I need y'all to chime in. Hashtag Louie Tee Live on Twitter. Hashtag Louie Tee Live in the discussion box. We got to talk about this. Call in. Let's take a look at these color rushes, man. Let's talk about this. Which one of these color rushes not even whack? And which ones are straight garbage? Let's look at these joints for a second, man. Let's take a look at this color rush, shall we? Now, we start here with the Saints on the end, Brandon Cooks modeling the jersey. That's pretty clean, I would say. All right. It's not the best, okay? But that's pretty clean right there, man. I like the gold, especially the gold on the numbers. That's pretty nice. I like that. I like that. Andrew Luck, they look pretty plain, okay? Standard textbook blue jersey with the blue pants. Okay, whatever. We saw the Jags last year with the gold on gold. I liked them. A lot of people didn't. So we already know what they're doing. The Texans got blue on blue with red numbers. That's not bad. It's not the best, but it's not bad though. But that's not even whack though. So I can rock with that. These Dolphins orange on orange, little suspect, man. That's a little suspect. They do the teal on teal, so I understand why they went orange on orange. I don't know how I feel about that orange on orange. They might be a little suspect. I don't know. I'm kind of like on the fence about those. We saw the Buffalo Bill. I love red. Red is my favorite color. Red is my favorite color. So I love the Bills red on red jerseys that we saw last year. What about Teto? Looking crispy and some purple on purple, man. That's tough. With the gold, with the yellow numbers, that's tough. That's some tough stuff right there, man. I was feeling that purple on purple. Might be one of my favorite ones. Clay Matthews with the shiny green numbers, with the metallic looking green numbers with the white on white. That's tough. That's really, anytime you get white on white, my Redskins used to rock the white on white once upon a time ago. Boy, that is crispy. And with those numbers looking metallic like they do, that's clean, man. That's real clean. How you feel about these Seahawks neon green on neon green, man? This lime on lime. That looks a little whack to me. I don't know. Maybe I need to see them in person. Not really feeling those. I don't know. I might be tripping. They kind of look all right. How y'all feel about those? Let's go to the discussion. I done knocked down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to do them in segments of 8. Break down 8 at a time. How y'all feel about the first 8? Saints, Colts, Jags, Texans, Dolphins, Bills, Vikings, Packers, and the Seahawks. Color rushes. Let's see. Let's run through your comments real quick. Let's see if we got anything on Twitter. Let me check my mentions. So I got a comment or two there, and I'll read them a little bit later on before we roll. Let's see. Kyle G says, my Titans are and you left me hanging, bruh. Where's the rest of that comment at? Nick Riley says, man, those color rush jerseys looking crazy. I think the best ones with the Cardinals and the Lions. We're going to get to those a little bit later on, so I know where you stand at. All right, Smoke says, Detroit ones are heat. You know what the Detroit ones look like to me? They look like you know when North Carolina go black on black? Remember when Ebron was there? That's what their jerseys kind of look like to me. Black on black with the teal numbers, the Carolina blue numbers for the Panthers. I mean, for the Tar Heels. That kind of looks like that to me a little bit. We'll get there when we get there, though. Who Dat for Life says Saints ones are clean, too. Damn right they are. That metallic gold number, and I told you, white on white, it just does something to me, man. Gets the hairs on my arms standing up. Love the Saints. I'm really feeling that, man. The more and more I look at the Saints, that's pretty clean, man. That's really, really clean. I swear. Let's see. Andrew Kim says, Seattle's a lit. I'm starting to come around to them. Just like the Tampa. Remember when Tampa Bay first came out with the big alarm clock number jerseys that they're wearing now? I didn't like them. Starting to come around to them. Maybe I just need to see you know how you hear a song on the radio, you're like, man, that song garbage, it's whack. Then you hear it like 3 or 4 more times. Next thing you know, you find yourself singing the words to the song. You're like, damn, that song, it's not even whack. Maybe that's how I feel about the Seahawks uniforms. Let's keep it moving though. See what else you guys got to say. Mr. DCB215 says, Redskin color rush is trash as F. We're going to get to that, man, because I got something to say about those. We're going to get there. Don't you worry. Bernard543 says, bruh, Raiders should have been all black and silver numbers We're going to get there. We're going to talk about that. Nick Riley says, Ish be looking like your Jolly Green Giant. Kyle G says, my Titans color rush unis look like Smurfs. All right, let's move on to the next 8. Bernard543 says, I actually like the Seahawks unis. I'm starting to like them. I'm starting to come around. I'm starting to come around to that color. RG3, hashtag smoking that 3, hashtag 1000, hashtag dog pound says, who color rush look better, Browns or Eagles? Well, let's get to the next 8, shall we? So let's move this thing on over and get to the next 8. So now we're looking at the, guess we're going to say that's the Ravens. Looking, yeah, that's the Ravens. Looks just like the Vikings to me, man. But I don't know if there was really much they could do with the Vikings because remember, I don't know if there was much they could do with the Ravens because remember, the Ravens already wear black on black. They already wear white on white. The only thing they could have done was their gold on gold. But you already got enough teams wearing something similar to that. So it's only a couple of teams in the league that wear purple. So I guess the purple on purple theme, they want to keep it going. But it looked just like the Vikings to me. So I don't really know how I feel about that. The Eagles black on black. I think we've seen the Eagles do this before. So that's not really a, wow, look at the Eagles type of deal. Not really much you could do with the Eagles because the Eagles already do black on black. The Eagles already do white on white. Eagles already do teal on teal. Or their Eagle green on green. You know, that, I forgot the name of their green. But yeah, so it's not really much they can do with the Eagles. So you give them a pass. Todd Gurley and the Rams, we saw them last year in their get-up on Thursday night in the mustard and ketchup game. And I like their jerseys. I like those. Those are fine by me. The Buccaneers jerseys, red on red. I told you, red is my favorite color. So, you know, I'm not going to have a problem with those red on red unis. Boy, that Bengals jersey looks clean in the back there, man. I want to see how the sleeves look. I can't really see. I want to see how they incorporate the orange in there, but that looks clean, man. When you see a team that you're not normally used to seeing in white on white, boy, is that clean or what? We've seen the 49ers in black on black before, so that doesn't really move me at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more. Chargers in blue on blue. You know what would have been? Well, we've seen Chargers in all powder blue, so yeah, that wouldn't have done anything. That's not a bad look for them. You know, the all navy on all navy. That's not bad at all. This Giants jersey is clean, man. Damn, that is clean. That white on white, that looks tough. And again, I told you, white on white is clean any damn way. That's going to be the next 8. So, of this next 8, I'd say the Bengals and the Giants are the big needle movers for me. All of these other ones, we basically seen them. The Tampa Bay one it's okay. It looks similar to, the Atlanta one looks similar to the Tampa Bay one from last year. So, I don't really know how I feel about that. And then the Falcons, they wear black on black all the time. You know, they wear white on white sometimes, I guess. They got so many different uniform combinations that they could put together in Atlanta that I don't really know if the red moves me or not. But that Bengals jersey and the Giants one, that Giants one is fire, man. That looks great. I'm not going to lie to you. Let's see what you guys got to say. Let's see what you guys have to say. All right. Trying to find my place. Let's see. Here we are. Yes, bro. That's what it is. I was thinking the UNC jersey for the Lions, and bro, my Vikings one mean as hell. I agree. Let's see what else we got. Bernard543 says, how the Lions and Niners get all black? Ish makes no sense. I feel you on that. Like, where did that color scheme come from? With the Lions, we've seen this before. They've done black before. But with the 49ers, they just threw black in a couple years ago out of nowhere. Like, black is nowhere near their color scheme. They just threw black in there anyway. I want to say 2 years ago, I think we saw black on black for one of the first times. Might have been last year in the season opener versus Minnesota. They wore all black in that game. It looked crisp. So we've seen that before with them. Same with the Lions. We've seen it before with them as well. All right. Next comment is Kyle G says, you keep leaving me hanging. He says, Mariota and then you stop. Rudy R. Pew says, Sue, dude. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm going to get there. We going to get there. Nick Riley says, why the Rams looking like Big Bird from Sesame Street? Hey, that's a lot of yellow. That is a lot of yellow, I will say. If you think that's bad, wait till we get to the Redskins, man. Wait till we get to the Redskins. Red on red is clean, man. It is. I love red on red. Can't go wrong. Much like white on white, it's hard to go wrong with red on red, I swear. All right. Nick Riley says red on red is crazy fire. Yeah, I agree. Boy, those Giants. For me, in this next 8, the Giants, they take the cake for me, man. That Giants jersey is clean, boy. Boy, those are clean. Let's move on to the next 8, though. Everybody's loving on these Lions jerseys, black on black. We've seen the Lions wear the actual black top before, but never seen them wear the all blacks. Again, to me, it reminds me of the UNC jerseys. So I feel like I've seen them before, but I haven't. They're nice. Don't get me wrong. I think they're in the top 5 in terms of they're in the top 5 on the Lions in terms of these color rushes for 2016. They're dope. What you think about? I really think that one of the best ones are the Patriots. Damn, those are good. What you think about those blue on blue for the Patriots? Those are clean, man. Those are clean. Yikes, those are nice. Bears over there with the deep blue on deep blue. Not bad look. Not a bad look at all. Browns all orange. Huh. That's how I feel about the Browns. I don't know about the pumpkin look, man. I don't know how I feel about the pumpkin look. Let's move on to the Raiders. White on white with silver numbers. You know what? It's clean because it's white on white, but I don't know if you ever remember the Raiders on Madden. Once upon a time, it may still be like this on Madden. They used to let you put the Raiders in all gray jerseys. Gray tops, gray bottoms. I would have loved to have seen that come to life because on the game, those were clean with black numbers. Those were clean. Have the Raiders ever wore black on black before? That's a question I got to ask. If they haven't, then what weren't they just putting black on black with silver numbers? That to me would have made more sense. Or gray on gray. I don't know. I got to ask. We got to see. That Cardinals uniform, tough. Tough like leather, boy. Rough and tough like leather. Those jerseys are as tough as Bernard Hopkins' face. They might be my number one. Man, do those look clean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the Titans, we saw that last year in the Thursday night game versus the Jags. We seen their color rushes last year, so that's not a surprise. And the Bucks, we saw them in the ketchup and mustard game last year, and I loved them. Red on red, I love it. So of these next 8, I know a lot of you love the Lions. I actually think it's a 2-man race between the Pats and the Cardinals. Man, that Cardinals uni looks disgusting. Boy, that's dirty, that's filthy, that's nasty. Boy, I love the way that one looks. Let me see how y'all feel about the next 8. All right. Let's see now. Let's go back up and get your opinions on some of these. We start with Bernard 543. Browns all orange looks like a damn orange Fanta. Yeah, it does. Look like you can pop the top on it and drink it, man. I don't know if I'm feeling them Browns unis, man. That pumpkin look. They can go ahead somewhere with that. That's why I was scratching my head with the Dolphins. but I understand why they did it for the Dolphins. I think with the Browns, they maybe already do all brown on brown, but I would have loved them just seeing that and do it some kind of creative way where maybe the numbers are orange. I think they already do that though with their uniforms. So maybe I'm tripping. Maybe that was the only option they had was orange on orange. In any event, let's keep it moving on these comments. Kyle G says, the Raiders white and silver, the best uni in the league. That's clean. I don't think it's the best one, but that's clean. That's real clean. Bernard543 says, all gray with black or all black with gray, and no, they never wore all black unis. Well, there you have it. Then they should have been rocking all black with the gray numbers or all gray with the black numbers. One or the other, man. They needed to be rocking one or the other. All black with the gray numbers sounds good to me, man. Classic vintage, but you go all the way down. That would have been so clean and so nasty if the Raiders would have did that in this particular setup. I think the Nike dudes missed the boat on that one. Had an opportunity to do it there, and they didn't do it. Okay, so that's what Bernard was talking about earlier when he was talking about the Raiders unis. Bernard said, Giants, Cards, Steelers. That black and yellow is too clean, man. We about to get to that. Woo! We about to get to that Steelers one in a second. Yes, sir, indeed. Chris Davis is stupid. He put Browns equals pumpkin. Yeah, it looks like a pumpkin to me, man. It does look like a pumpkin indeed. All right, let's get to the final 8. Down to the last 8. And, oh, I'm sorry. That's the Broncos, man. That's in all orange. I'm sorry. I called that the Browns. That's the Broncos in all orange. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I made a mistake. That's the Broncos, not the Browns. That's actually Chris. I think that's supposed to be Chris Harris modeling that jersey. But yes, that's the Broncos. That is not the Browns. Sorry. I made a mistake. Because the Browns are in brown on brown, and I actually like that. So I made a mistake there, guys. My correction, that all orange on orange is the Broncos, not the Cleveland Browns. Let's move on to the final 8. And you got the Browns here in brown on brown. Love it. Brown on brown with the orange numbers. Remember, I just said that before I even seen it. Yes, that's legit right there. That brown on brown with the orange numbers, that's really, really nice. We saw the Panthers on Thanksgiving last year. Loved the teal on teal with the Panthers. Saw that last year against the Cowboys. That Cowboys uniform, that's stupid good, man. The old school Cowboy jerseys with the white on white, man. I seen a picture with Dez Bryant in it. Man, that is a ridiculously good jersey there. We saw the Jets on Thursday Night Football versus the Bills last year in their green on greens. That's nice. It's bright, but it's nice. Let's get to the Redskins, man. This is a horrible, horrible jersey here with the yellow on yellow with the burgundy numbers. That they could have kept that. Put that in the garbage, man. That's trash right there. And Trent just looks horrible. It looks like a big packet of mustard in this uniform, man. Straight out of the Heinz bottle. They need to throw this in the garbage. There are so many combinations they could have went with, and they chose that. I mean, if they wanted to just go to one of our old combinations, burgundy on burgundy is so dope. They could have went there. White on white, we did that before. That's dope. You know, they could have went in so many different directions. It's not even funny. They go gold on gold. Looks horrible. Looks horrible. That's for sure. Boy, that Steelers uniform, they just catapulted themselves up into the top 5 for me. That is nasty right there. That is filthy on so many levels. Black on black with the gold. You can't get it much better than that. And we've seen the Chiefs in red on red before, but again, I'm a sucker for red on red. What can I say? So, all right. Let's, did we see the Packers? I don't know if I saw the Packers in this whole thing. I think I don't even know if the Packers they're not up here. And I don't know if the Packers even have one. I know they're huge on tradition. I don't know if the Packers even have one or not. Got to check into that. But of the last 7 that we just looked at, the Steelers to me are first, and the Browns are a distant second, along with the Panthers and the Cowboys. Those are all nice. Chiefs in there too. I love that last group actually. But for me, I need your top 5. If y'all are out there, I just see something that made me laugh. Put a hashtag on that so I can read it, man. Gosh, that was funny. For me, my top 5. Cardinals and Steelers are tied for number 1. Number 2, the Patriots. 3, the Giants. Tied for number 4 are the Saints and the Lions. And number 5, just to make sure I'm not missing somebody. Oh yeah, they go to Packers. Clay Matthews with the metallic number. We went over that one. And number 5 for me, I like those brown unis, and I'm a sucker for any red one and the Cowboys. That's number 5 for me. So my number one is I don't have a number one. I got a tie for number 1. Arizona and Pittsburgh. Patriots are close to. Love that uniform. Number 3, Giants and the Lions. Love the Saint Unis and the Bengals. You can go ahead and throw them in there at number 4. And then number 5, anyone that's red on red, along with the Browns, Panthers, and Cowboys. What's your top 5, man? What's your top 5? Yeah, I just saw Clay in there for the Packers. I missed it. We went over that, and I just missed him. Let's go back up here and read these comments. Yes, Bernard543 says, look, the Browns uniforms. Yeah, so the Browns are brown on brown. Them Broncos jerseys are hideous. Yes, they're ugly. Moving on. Nick Riley says, those Jets be looking like 4-leaf clovers. About to take my Lucky Charms. Yeah, those Jet jerseys are bright as hell. We saw them on Thursday Night Football last year. Bernard543 says, I feel so sorry for you, Louie. The Redskin unis are a dumpster fire, LOL. Burgundy on burgundy wouldn't look clean. We wore the burgundy on burgundies before. Luckily enough for us, we don't play on Thursday Night Football this year, so we don't have to wear that garbage at all. We play the Cowboys on Thanksgiving on Thursday, and we're not wearing our Color Rush uniforms that day. So we caught a break. Hallelujah. Hopefully they change it next year because those things are hideous. Bernard543 says, Clay is in there for the Packers. Yep, I saw that. Yeah, after I went back through, I saw him. And what up, Kev? We were talking about y'all Seahawk jerseys on this Color Rush earlier. You can clearly see that long ass hair is Clay Matthews. Yeah, I missed him. I went back and seen it though. Who that for life says Saints number 1, man. No bias, LOL. And I'm not mad at you. That's in my top 5. That Saints uniform is clean, man. With those gold numbers, those metallic gold numbers, that's clean. Nick Riley says Cards number 1, Lions number 2, Giants number 3, Vikings number 4, Browns number 5. All right, I'm gonna stop being ridiculous and give you 5. My top 5. Cards number 1, Steelers number 2, Patriots number 3, Giants number 4, Saints number 5. That's my top 5. Ravens one is lit. I like those purples, but some of these other ones top the purples. And make sure you're using the hashtag Louie Tee Live. Bernard543 says Cards number 1, Steelers number 2, Lions number 3, Giants number 4, Raiders. Got to put them in there because they my team, laughing my ass off. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. It ain't nothing wrong with that at all. All right. So, Mr. Year D Ho says Trent Williams looks like a yellow school bus, man. He looks terrible. Damn, he looks horrible in that jersey. That's hideous, man. That's hideous. I know that much. But in any event, so I guess we can.
Okay, man, just make sure it's not whack.
He runs to the 40.
This wasn't even whack. Those jerseys won't even whack. So that's the O-ish. It's not even whack for this week.
Okay, man, just make sure it's not whack. Make sure it's not whack. Oh, shit. It's not even whack.
Let me ask you a question.
What's really good?
Only thing we really want to know right now is what's really good.
What's really good, huh?
But the question for y'all, what's really good?
I have no further questions.
All right. Oh, whoa.
Let me ask you a question.
What's really good?
Only thing we
Okay, man, just make sure it's
I
not.
wasn't prepared. Don't kill me. I wasn't prepared. So what I'm going to do now is give you guys an opportunity to chime in. Anything you want to talk about from the program tonight, here's your opportunity to do that. Normally, you would do it under the What's Really Good segment. But like I said, I was ill prepared, man. I had a long day today. All I want to do is wrap this thing up and get me a glass of wine, man. That's where I'm at mentally right now. You know, I just need a glass of wine. And I'm almost there. It's almost quitting time. I've had a long day. But I'm going to give you guys an opportunity. If you got any more comments, use the hashtag Louie Tee Live. If you want to call in, talk about anything we've discussed today, mercy. You want to talk about, it's not even whack. These Color Rush jerseys, Kevin Harlan. You want to talk about any team, some performances from the weekend. Phone lines are open. We keeping the calls to 3.5 minutes or less. So if you want to voice your opinion before we get out of here, anything from week one, the floor is yours. I'm going to keep reading these comments. And if we have no more calls and if we have no more comments, we're going to call it an episode, man. I'm telling you, this is where you want to be on Wednesday nights. We're going to have so much fun. I got so many segments for y'all that's so funny. We're going to have a time. We're going to kick back. We're going to laugh. This is going to be lit on Wednesdays. We're going to have a blast. Like I said, I'm going to let you into my world a little bit. I don't generally do that, but this is the one program where we just going to kick it, man. We just going to chill. All right? So, with that being said, I had a tweet earlier from at Meme Crusader 379 says, how do you feel about the Pats-Dolphins game? All right. Speaking of which, let me give y'all my picks. I normally have a segment for that, but again, I told you, I was ill prepared for this show. And I'm going to just leave it at that. So, I'm going to give you my picks for this week so I can get on the board. My week 2 picks look like this. And normally I have a segment for this, but like I said, nothing was set up the way that it was supposed to be this week. But it will be next week. All right, week 2 picks. Buffalo, home for the Jets. Family business. I'm sticking with the home team, even though Cordy Glenn looks like he's going to be out at left tackle. They're missing some players. Sammy Watkins, questionable. Their offense look horrible. But they know how to beat the Jets. Some way, somehow, they find a way to beat the Jets. Don't overreact to week 1. That's my mantra. That's my motto. So I'm not going to overreact in week 1 and what I saw. And I'm going to pick the Buffalo Bills at home to win on Thursday. Baltimore at Cleveland. Family business. Browns were able to beat the Ravens in this matchup last year. Not going to beat them this time. Give me the Ravens on the road to get it done. Detroit Lions at home versus Tennessee Titans. Taking the Lions. They look really good offensively. And the defense was porous, but I think they'll get better as they go home and take on the Titans. Patriots at home versus the Miami Dolphins. So, I doubted the Patriots last week. I'm not going to doubt them this week. I'm taking the Patriots in this game, even though, boy, that Miami Dolphins defense looked dominant. And if they look anything like that in this game, they're going to tear Jimmy Garoppolo a new asshole. However, Gronk is going to play. Jimmy should be fine. I don't know if Super Mario is playing. He got a concussion last game. Hopefully he is. If he is, that's going to help them. If he's not, that's going to hurt him. we'll see in any event taking the Patriots. New York Giants home for the New Orleans Saints. Remember, these two teams had a shootout last year. Giants defensively a little bit better this year. Saints, not so much. Give me the Giants at home to beat the Saints and exact a measure of revenge from last season. Pittsburgh Steelers at home taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Normally, the Steelers win this game at home. They didn't last year. Different season, different result. Give me the Steelers to win this football game in week 2 at home. Washington Redskins home for the Dallas Cowboys. Already gave my prediction here on the Redskins Report Live. I'll give it to you again, though. Redskins find a way to get it done at home versus the Cowboys in that game. Carolina home for San Francisco. Give me the Panthers to bounce back after that tough week 1 defeat. Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs own the Houston Texans, but that was last year's version featuring Billy Ho. This white boy can play, and he can jump. And his name is Brock Osweiler, and he's going to lead the Texans to a win at home versus the Kansas City Chiefs this season. Seattle Seahawks at the Los Angeles Rams. Rams home opener. I don't care. They have Case Keenum at quarterback. Nuff said. Seahawks in a laugher. Arizona Cardinals home for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. After last week, I'm not so sure about this Cardinals football team. I'm not going to lie to you. And the Buccaneers, yeah, they score points. Be interesting to see if the Bucs are for real or if the Cardinals just had a little bit of a hiccup last week. We're going to find out who's for real and who's fraudulent in this game. If the Cardinals spank these boys at the crib, that means the Buccaneers not quite ready for the show yet. But if they go in there, they don't even have to win. If they go in there and they're uber competitive, my whole stance on the Buccaneers will have changed in just 2 weeks' time in the first 2 weeks of the season. I'm still picking the Arizona Cardinals. Said all that to say this. Give me the Arizona Cardinals to win that football game. Denver at home versus the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts defense can't stop anyone. But I will say this. They own the Denver Broncos. Home, away, it doesn't matter. The Colts find a way to beat the Denver Broncos. That being said, that Denver defense, still legit. And oh, by the way, Trevor Siemian going to get real comfortable against a bad Indianapolis Colts defense. Give me the Broncos to win that football game. Denver, home for Atlanta. I don't like Atlanta. They couldn't win at home versus Tampa Bay. And oh yeah, the Raiders, they score points. Give me the Raiders at home to protect the house in their home opener versus the Falcons. San Diego Chargers, San Diego Superchargers taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. San Diego had the game and they let the Chiefs off the hook. Jaguars proved last week that they're better, but they still don't know how to win. They have a shot in this game, but I'm still taking San Diego at home to beat the Jaguars. Sunday night football. Vikings, home opener, brand new stadium. Open the bank up. Taking on the Green Bay Packers. I find myself waffling on this game. I went back and forth, over and over. And then I said, hey, Mike, zim up. Who got the keys to your Beamer this week, man? He said, that's going to be Sam B, man. It's going to be Sam B. I said, word. That's what's up. In that case, give me the Vikings, man. Let's keep the party going, man. Give me the Vikings at home. I told you the Packers only losing 3 games this season. This is one of them. Give me the Vikes at the crib. New stadium is going to be rocking, crazy crowd. They get it done. And last but not least, Monday Night Football. The Bears taking on the Philadelphia Eagles in Chicago. Thought the Bears actually didn't look that bad last week. Thought the Eagles didn't look that bad. Difference is this week, you're not playing the Browns. You're playing the Bears. John Fox going to have these boys ready for Carson Wentz. It's not going to look like it looked last week. I'm taking the Bears at home in their home opener to get a W and get to 1-1 on the season. And if you're looking for a survivor pick from me, I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. Because I don't mind. I don't kill, okay? And I don't steal. I don't steal. So I ask that you don't steal. If this is not your survivor pick, then don't steal. Tennessee Titans on the road at Detroit. Sounds good to me. Give me the Lions at home to protect the crib. It's my sole survivor pick. Week number 2. Lock it up. Lock it up. And so, those are my picks for week number 2 in the National Football League. And on that note, I'm going to check out your comments. And we're going to wrap this thing on up. So let's see what we got. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Leo Gutierrez says, Ravens jersey underrated. That is good. Nice, bro. Yeah. I think the Ravens jerseys are nice. Those purples. Same with the Vikings. Those are both nice jerseys. Kyle G says, Raiders 1, Cards 2, Steelers 3, Niners 4, Cowboys. He put Cowgirls 5. Bernard543 says, hey, Louie, you making an update vid on the Survivor pool? I'll make one for you. I will do that tomorrow before the games get underway. Send your picks. If you haven't done it already, send me your picks. I'm not chasing nobody down for picks this year. You don't send me your picks, you're out. Normally what I do is I give you your team in that week, but I don't know your teams that normally I ask for. I didn't ask for. Like I said, I've been all scatterbrained this year. Make sure you send me your picks. Right? I will give you an update video. Normally I'm going to do it on this very program every week. Like I said, I was just all discombobulated today. Smoker says, Smoker71311, my man Smoke says, Will Fuller had a good game, over 100 yards, had a drop but made up for it big time. Yeah, I talked about that in my breakdown of that Texans game. Love Will Fuller, man. Love what he's bringing to the table out there. Kevin Skill says, do you think Russell Wilson will play well against the Rams? He should. I don't see why he won't. Normally he struggles with them, but this isn't the same Rams. Like the Rams in the past, that was a different animal. This Rams team, I think they're going to struggle really bad this year. I don't think it's the same Rams team that we're used to seeing. But then again, I don't know if that's the same Seahawks team we used to seeing, because I'm going to give that Dolphins defense some credit, though. They were ferocious in that game, and they might be one of those teams that might be scary this year defensively. So we'll see. But he's on one bum ankle, so we'll see what Russell Wilson does. I think he'll be just fine in this game, and he'll get the job done. RG3, hashtag smoking at 3, hashtag 1000 says, Ravens suck. Also, A.B. is trash, and Joe Hayden will pick Big Ben 1,000 times. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. All right. Smoke, my man Smoke says, Brady is going to go off this year. Ish is crazy. You ain't lying. When he come back, the AFC going to have hell to pay. Kyle G says, do the Titans have any chance to beat the Lions, or should I hope the Rams lay an egg again? Oh, the Rams going to lay another egg. You ain't got to worry about that. The Titans they have a shot. Because I wasn't all that impressed with the Lions defense last week. So sure you got a shot, but you can't turn it over like you did last week. If you do that, you're going to lose the game. But I'm going to tell you right now, that Lions offense, no joke. No joke at all. But I saw that Titans run D. That was no joke. So we're going to see. A lot of things going to get sorted out in week 2, that's for sure. Smoke said, Bill B did an amazing job coaching. He always does. I told you, the last 2 years going 9-7 with the trash he had at quarterback, I don't know how he did it. I don't. Nick Riley says, man, the Cardinals defense looked goddamn trash. Yeah, I was so disappointed in them. Smoke says, Colts defense is garbage. It's always garbage, Smoke. Always. Like Coca-Cola. Cal G says, loves the singing the Charger song. I try, man. I try. Bernard543 says, Raiders D is going to go wild against Falcons. Mack is going to get 5 sacks. Book it. LOL. I didn't even know Khalil Mack played in the Saints game. He need to do something next week. He was awfully quiet over there. Quiet over there. Let's see. Nick Roddy says, man, we might have won the game against the Titans, Lou, but you got to have mercy on my man Everson Griffin for that roughing passer. That was BS. And he was late as hell on that hit, though. He was late as hell on that roughing hit, dude. He deserved that flag. He was out of line for that. Let's see. Smoke says, the Rams will be laying eggs all season long. You're damn right. And that is it for tonight's episode. I thank you guys for joining me despite me being late as hell. Next week, you can count on me being there promptly at 9:30. We're going to have some fun again. This was a lot of fun. I needed this. After the day I had yesterday, I needed this type of fun today. So, appreciate y'all for joining me, man. We're going to have fun on this all year long. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the lab room. Come back and join me as I continue to break down anything and everything. The National Football League. Remember, we're changing the game one live feed at a time. I'm your man, Louie Tee, signing off. Louie Tee Live. See you next week. You want some? Come get some. Your boy went 11-5 last week, looking for 12-4 this week. You already know.